Oh, there it goes. That's not. Oh. What's up, guys? Let me give it a little bit to load up. Oh, God, I played an ad on my fucking stream. Stupid. Wait a second. Play this. Yeah, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna set out the tags and stuff. Listen to this music till I start. Alright. Back to the stream. I posted everything. At least I think I did. Did I do it on my Twitter? Oh, tweet. Alright, let's close this. Oh man, I'm not even on the editor. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Let me check out the chat. Anybody in here yet? I always do these last minute, and then, you know, nobody's ever around. But it's cool, because people could just watch them later. It doesn't really matter that much. I got some people in here. What's up, Blake? Sisyphus, Marino, Nessa, Rick, Hex. Yeah, a bunch of people were banned from my channel. This isn't the first time. The thing is, we had a group of friends, and then half those people aren't our friends anymore. Oh, shit. Hold on. This shit's not coming. This is telling me YouTube's not receiving stuff. Well, let me know if you guys can hear me good enough. But yeah, so I had a lot of mods that on here that probably aren't my mods anymore, or shouldn't be mods anymore. But I didn't care. I'm not this kind of person. I think that shit's all kind of petty. Where if I'm gonna be like, you know, oh, you had a wrench on my channel because we were friends, but we're not friends anymore, and then I'm gonna go through all my stuff and, you know, unwrench all these people I'm not friends with anymore. That shit's kind of petty. And on top of that, I don't even think of those things because it's petty, you know, like it doesn't matter. But this happened once before where almost everybody who comes to this channel, I mean, like all you people, I seen Rick was one of those people, Nessa, Hacks, like a bunch of you guys who don't have wrenches that come to my channel all the time when I'm streaming were banned. And this was about maybe two months ago, maybe less than that, like a month or two ago. And maybe some of you guys didn't notice, but a few people brought it to my attention. They were like, hey, why'd you block me? I thought we were cool. And I was like, I didn't block you. So I looked, and I basically saw everybody who comes to my streams that doesn't have a wrench was blocked. And I was like, oh, how did that happen? You know, instantly, I had an idea how that happened. People who aren't my friends anymore, who still were wrenched on my channel, because I'm not petty and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna unwrench everybody, took advantage of that and basically blocked everybody. So, but since I wasn't too sure who it was, I decided to let it be, and I just took wrenches from some people and left wrenches on other people. Because I wanted to see if it would happen again, and see how that works. And in the end, yeah, it happened again. And now I know basically who it is. And yeah, they're petty assholes. And you know, I would never do something like that. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but things like this make me realize how much better I am than some people, where I could do the Anna Kasparian thing. I'm much better than you. Yeah, because I don't fall into such petty bullshit. Like, I'm not going to go... I was still wrenched on other people's channels that I'm not friends with. I never went to their channels and thought, I'm gonna fuck with their channels. I'm gonna ban and block people or time people out. Never did it. Never even thought about doing it. Have no interest in doing that. I don't even know if I'm still wrenched on their channels because I don't go to their channels. I don't fuck with them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? The last time I looked, I was wrenched on some of these people's channels. That was like maybe a month and a half ago. Now I don't know. They might have unwrenched me, especially if they're doing stuff like this to me. They're probably gonna unwrench me from their channels first, so that I don't go back and go do it back to them like I would do that. I'm not a petty bitch. I'm not gonna go do that, obviously. So all this does is clarify to me how horrible of people that I was friends with and didn't realize how petty and how douchey some people are. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that, but I know now. And it's funny how you could be good friends with somebody and think you know them, and they know you. You know, maybe they think they don't know you as well as you. Maybe they think they don't know you, but they do know you. They know you wouldn't do these kind of things. Bet you any money the person who did this to me knows for a fact that I would not do that to them. They know that for a fact, but they still do it to me, which in the end, what does that mean? What does that say about that person? I think you all know what it says about that person. And, or people. I don't know if it was just one person, because it was a few people I left with wrenches, so it could be a number of people for all I know. What's funny is they're not even coming to my streams and doing it while it's live, because then I would see it, right? Or people, or other people with wrenches like you guys would see it. But so what they do is, at least I'm assuming what they do is, because it's the only way I can really see of doing it, is they're going to my old streams or old premieres and going through the chat replay and then banning people. For instance, Nessa, when I went to this morning to look at my banned list, Nessa was in there. I've never banned Nessa. I don't think anybody in here has a reason to ban Nessa. Everybody in here is friends with her. There's no reason to do it. Smart move by Alf by narrowing. Yeah, that's what I figured, because there was the split caused a lot of people to split off, right? So I still had a lot of people with wrenches, and I still left some of them with wrenches now. So I mean, if it happens again, that's the next step, to take those people down. And now I know even more, and then I know even more who's involved, and say, oh, there's even more people involved. I guess they're all doing it, and maybe it's just one or two of them doing it. I don't know. I know specifically who at least one or two of them are. The rest of them, I don't know if they're involved, if they know anything about it. Doesn't matter to me, because it's not really that big of a deal, right? Like, luckily you guys are cool with me, so when you guys notice that you've been banned or blocked, you come to me and tell me, hey, what happened? The way I found out was RB, the guy who makes my channel art, was banned. Obviously, I would never ban him. He's such a cool guy and makes me channel art for free. Like, once a month, he's sending me shit for free. And, why would I ban him? So, but he had no way to contact me, so he contacted Chris Holowicki, and Holowicki came to me and said, hey, did you ban RB? He said that, he came on my stream last night and told me that he couldn't get on he couldn't watch he couldn't communicate on your last channel. He was trying to type and it wasn't happening. Wrong person to ban, because that's the first person I'm going to be like, oh, I know for sure nobody blocked that guy. He's a mainstay here and one of the coolest people who makes all my art and shit. I know Rick was not banned this time, but Rick hasn't come to my streams in a while. But Rick, you were banned last time when I saw it, like a month and a half ago. And I know for a fact nobody here is going to ban Rick, so... I think Hacks Against Hacks was banned. A bunch of you guys were. So, if you're watching this video and you can't type, or you think you might be banned or blocked, let me know. You can reach me on Twitter or on Discord, or just leave a comment on this video and let me know that you're banned or blocked. And if I see that there's no reason for you to be banned or blocked, I'll unblock you. Because there was a lot of names on there that I'm not sure if they're people I banned before blocked. I just unblocked the people that I know come here regularly and that I'm cool with, and that there's no reason for them to be blocked or banned. But yeah, that's some skeevy shit. Who goes, like, we were friends, I made you a mod, and then we're not going to be friends, and then you're going to be sneaky and go fucking start banning people on my channel? Like, that's some petty bullshit. Fuck the people who do that, Like I said, look, when I was growing up, I wasn't always the person I am now. I was a douchebag, and this is why I'm proud of being a good person now, because I used to be a douchebag. I used to be this guy who used to fuck people over. If this was 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, I would be the person doing this. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because the people doing this are my age now. They should have grown up and been better people. Yeah, I would have done shit like this when I was 20, 22, 23. Would I have done this at 30? No. Would I have done this at 35? No. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 now. I don't do this shit. I don't do shit like that. That's some petty little kid shit. Some petty high school bullshit. It's another thing, too, if they did it as a joke and then, told me it was a joke. I banned these people. Everything, like fucking with me. All right, fine. You were joking around, whatever. But it's not a joke because they do it secretly and then don't say anything about it. They're trying to ban people from my channel and not tell me so that I get no people coming to my channel. So that people are like, I mean, I already don't get much people coming to my channel. And I don't care. I do this for fun. So I don't care. The people I do get in my channel are high quality people that I enjoy spending my time with, enjoy talking to. So it's really funny when people do shit like this. And like I said, it's kind of a proud moment for me because I don't do these things. And I used to be the kind of person who did. And I worked hard in my life and changed myself to become a better person and not be the douchebag that I was before, hurting people physically, emotionally, doing fucked up shit in my life. Being the little ghetto douchebag that I was and that I'm not anymore. And I'm glad I'm not anymore. And people my age doing shit like this makes me happy that I'm not that person anymore, Because, yeah, I'm way too old to be doing shit like that. Blake is very high quality. I am glad you've been coming around and chatting more, Blake. It's fun talking to you. Devin did it because we want to watch The Bachelorette with him. That could be true. Maybe he wanted me to be like, I'm not getting anybody coming to my streams. I might as well stop streaming and watch The Bachelorette. But yeah, as usual, I'm in the AIU Discord in live streaming. If you want to come in and chat, I'm all good on that. You can come in. But I think that's about it. Yeah, it's kind of shitty when you have friends and then you're not friends anymore. But that's life, right? I mean, I'm 40 years old. I'm a very sociable person. I've been through a lot of people. I've been through a lot of friends. I have some very long-lasting friends. My roommate I've been friends with since we were like 12 years old. My other friend, my other really close friend, who's a tattoo artist, I've been friends with him since we were like 19. So a lot of my friends are really long-lasting relationships that I've had for a long time. But in that time, I've had many friends that have come and gone, and it's not an error. It's not like I don't act like a hurt ex-girlfriend when we're not friends anymore. They don't want to be friends with me. That's their decision. I don't want to force anyone to be my friend. I'm not going to be angry with anyone because they're not my friend anymore. I'm just going to say, all right, see ya, man. Go your own way. I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to enjoy my life. See ya. You know what I'm saying? And even worse on the internet. Look, I have some really close friends on the internet. But if we stop talking, we stop talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cry because fucking, me and Grant stop, maybe Grant stops coming on the internet, don't talk to him anymore. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to go fucking do petty shit to him over it. Who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? We're like close to 40 years old. I'm 40. And all our friends are either over, a little older than me or a little younger than me. What, do you think it's realistic that in 10 years, when we're getting to 50 or over 50, we're still going to be going on the internet and talking to each other every day? Realistically, some of us are going to drop out. Some of us might still do it. Some of us are going to drop out. That's what I'm saying. Some people are going to do other things. We're not, and it's petty little kid shit to act like, yeah, a jilted ex-girlfriend. That's petty shit. And the funny is the projection of people putting that on me when I'm the farthest from being jilted. Like, I could care less that we're not friends anymore. I have tons of friends in real life. And, yeah, it sucks maybe not to be friends with certain people. But sucks isn't that bad. It's like, oh, well, it sucks. Time to move on. You know what I'm saying? I've got plenty of friends in real life. I've got real long-lasting relationships going on in my life. Lots of people don't. That's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? The majority of my friends in real life are friends that I've had since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? We've had long-lasting, very good relationships, And like I said, I've been through friends in and out like crazy. I've had some really close friends that we're not friends anymore. They move away. I don't hear from them anymore. Or I've had some friends that done douchebag things to me. I had one friend who I was really close to, and we were in a band together. This is when I was in high school. And the dude stole my brother's credit card. He was hanging out at my house, and he stole my brother's credit card. I found out it was him. Guess what happens? I told him, if I see you again, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. Stay the fuck away from me. We're not friends anymore. Yeah, I'm going to beat his ass because he did something like steal my brother's credit card. But that's if I see him. I told him, stay away from me. You're good if you just don't come near me. I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't want to see you. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't come around me again. And if I catch you, I'm going to beat your ass. So don't come anywhere near me. And, yeah, that's what happened. I never talked to him again. Oh, no. Bullshit. He contacted me like 10 years later on Facebook or something. He was like, hey, sorry about how we stopped being friends. You want to be friends again? And I totally ignored it. I was like, whatever. I'm not being friends with this. I don't care to be friends with this guy. But yeah, it didn't hurt me. I didn't go, I'm gonna go do petty things to this guy now. And that was as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking weird. But we didn't have internet like this back then. People weren't streaming. I couldn't do that. Yeah, like Grant said, yeah, but Alfie, that was high school. Exactly. That's kind of my point, is it's really fucking high school shit to back then. Look at all the downvotes I got. I wonder who I got downvotes from. People that are petty. People who are still in high school mentality, I guess. But this is the part that hurts. It's different if you did this to someone else. This is the part that gets me the most, is that I'm not that kind of person. And they know I'm not that kind of person. So to do it to me makes it even worse. It makes them even more petty. Now, if you did that to someone else who maybe, was doing shit to you, or made a comment to you, or was being petty in some way to you, fine. But I'm like the least petty person. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do shit. I haven't gone to any of their channels and fucked with their channels, left any comments. I haven't downvoted anything. I haven't taken advantage of having a wrench and blocked people. I haven't done shit. So it's really funny that they would do it to me, of all people. But you know what? What it is I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I never used to, and I've become a person who wants to give people benefit of the doubt. I want to be a good person. I want to see good in people, so I give people the benefit of the doubt. So I never unwrenched people, but the first time I got blocked, I was like, well, I'm going to unwrench a few people and see who it is. But, I wanted to give some of those people the benefit of the doubt. So if it never happened, like if nobody ever got blocked on my channel like that in such a suspicious way, which was a really stupid way to do it. They should have done it one by one in long periods of time instead of doing it all at once, where somebody's going to end up contacting me and letting me know. But, which is retarded. But yeah, in the end, if they didn't do that, they would have kept wrenches on my channel, because I'm not petty like that. I don't care. You can keep wrenches on my channel. If you're not fucking with it, why would I take it off, even if we're not friends anymore? I gave it to you in the first place. I'm not going to go through the trouble of going through everybody I have wrenches on. I am now because they're fucking with me. And that's the only reason. And I'll bet you any money I'm unwrenched on their channels, when I didn't fuck with their channels at all. So. But yeah, people are petty. What are you going to do? That's humanity, right? Yeah, I don't mind the downvotes. It's still engagement regardless. I still get engagement on my channel even with downvotes. And it's only 4, so I mean, I mustered up more upvotes from my 12 people watching than I'm getting downvotes. It's 12 people watching, I got 11 likes. So it's only one person watching right now that either downvoted or liked. Or hasn't liked. Maybe they're neutral and they haven't clicked either. So it's kind of funny. This is what happened when with the vegan stuff. Remember that they were in somebody went to Ask Yourself server and asked people, let's go get together and downvote this guy, blah blah, and they all came to downvote me, but they couldn't muster enough downvotes to surpass my likes, my upvotes. So it was pretty funny, and I was laughing at them. Who are these people? Blake, you know who these people are. They're the people I used to be friends with that I'm not friends with anymore. The people who have a hang up with Devin, and they want to take it out on his friends as opposed to just taking it out on him. If they have a problem with him, instead of taking it out on him, they go to the people around him because they can't take it out on him. Either because they're too cowardly or because they don't have access to. Either way, but then they come to me and other people around us, Yeah, it's the same pudgy dude with 4 accounts, Alf. Yeah, Marino, yeah. Yeah, and I know he's watching right now. Look, I just got another downvote. And I know he's watching right now, but I don't give a shit that he's watching, because he's the one who did it. He knows. What's funny is, he knows I'm better than him. He knows that. He knows I'm a better human being than he is. I don't mean better as in, like, I do things better than him. I'm just saying I'm a better human being. I'm not a petty little bitch who works off of spite and wants to spite people and get revenge on people. Ugh, you don't want to be my friend? I'm gonna shit on your Cheerios then, Like, fuck that. I can handle rejection. It's not a big deal. Out of those 3, I don't know if any of them are involved, I have to say. They might be, they might not be. They don't have wrenches anymore. I think Jay's the only one I kept with a wrench, if he's listening, so he knows. But I really don't think Jay would do that. But if it happens again, I'm gonna have to think he did it because he's one of the few who kept the wrench. But I really don't think he would do that. So I let him keep it. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not petty. There's no reason to take a wrench away from him because I don't think he's that kind of person. He might be. I could be wrong. I was wrong about a lot of people, so I could continue to be wrong about people. A cry for help like a serial. Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. People want attention. They're upset. They used to get attention from us. They're upset they don't get attention from us anymore, and now they want to get attention still. But like I said, it's not the first time. This was the second time it happened, so I kept an eye out because I wanted to know for sure, and now I do know for sure. Yeah, exactly, Nessa. That's exactly what it is. Jay seems like a good guy. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Jay at all. I have no problems with Jay. You think it was Billy? Oh my God, Billy. The I don't know your other non-friends. Well, everybody that's in that group that's friends with Amy, I guess. Some of them I still do talk to. There's a few of them that I talk to in DMs. I'm cool with them. I don't think they're the ones who did it because I talk to them in DMs and we're cool. And we have a good time talking. So I don't have any reason to believe they are the ones doing it. There's a few I don't talk to anymore. I don't know how petty each of them are because it's a few of them, but I know how petty one or two of them are. So I'm going to just make the assumption that it was them two, one or two, and just go with that. Not that I care. I'm not friends with them anymore anyway, so it doesn't change anything. Billy is upset about the new Tool album and he's lashing out. I knew it. I knew it. No, really, that new song is pretty good. It's not great. I do agree that there's a thing of it's not that hardcore. Like, I'd like it to be a little heavier, but it's just the one song. And the album's like 80 something minutes long, so there's going to be a lot of instrumental stuff, maybe some more heavier stuff, so it's cool. I'll wait till I hear the rest of it. But so far I like the song. It's a good song. It's just not as heavy as I'd like it to be, but it makes sense because the first song you want to put out is the first song you think would be the most commercial, I guess, and you want to appeal to the most people. So that makes sense. What else? It's a bit meh. Oh no, Marino's not liking it all that much. Yeah, it's a bit meh. Nah, not very meh, but it's a bit. Yeah, I can see that. But in the end, I still think it's pretty good. It's not, like I said, it's not great, but it's a pretty good song. I could dig it. Can you dig it? Yang Gang. Yang Gang. Here's talking about RB, my buddy. He made this channel art. He also made this Yang Gang logo, which I really like a lot. That's a cool logo. I dig it. So I've been using that a lot. It's so cool. Oh shit, I lost the chat. Give me 1 second. I have to pop it out again. So in other news, Yang made it to the next. He had made it to the next, but then some shit happened where they made him, where one of the polls didn't count, so then they were like, no, you can't, he didn't make it, but now he did make it after the last debate. He kicked ass, and he made the, and it's only been, like a week from the debate, and he made it, so that's awesome. I wasn't worried. I knew he was going to make it. He had till the end of the month, and I knew he was going to make it. So he did it in less than a week. That's cool. So he's definitely in. People still don't understand UBI, though. Politico put out a tweet. Let me see if I can get to it. Where, talking about, I guess Politico's not really read by people who like Yang, I guess. But, yeah, they put out a post and an article saying that he made it to the next primary debates. And there's a whole bunch of fucking... Yeah, let me show you guys this. Let me post so you guys can look at what I'm looking at. Here we go. So as you can see, Look at this one. He says, those Ds that support Yang better start realizing that the rest of us Ds will never vote for another rich dude like this. How stupid is that? Regardless of the party, we tried that once. It's not working for us. Yang won't give up his crap any more than the Cheeto do. I don't understand what they mean by that. But I don't know if this guy knows this, but all politicians are rich. What politician is not rich? What politician does not have a good amount of money? Like, what? They're all rich, asshole. And he won't give up his crap any more than Cheeto do. Yang's UBI would affect him too, and his businesses. So he would be giving into his own UBI plan. It's not like it's gonna, not like everybody's giving into it except him. He's gonna give into it too. But that's dumb. Oh, and this guy brings up a great point. Yang's net worth is far less than the other Dems running. Hold on, let me pop out the chat because I can't see what you guys are saying while I read this. Oh, where is it? There it is. Oh, cool. I'm looking at my own stream, watching my own Twitter. Okay, popped out. So yeah, how funny is that? This guy soundbite won't vote for another rich dude, but he's probably the poorest Democrat on that list. This guy, he needs to go away. Yeah, just go. Why does he need to go away? If they are going to qualify, what's the point? If they all are going to qualify, they're not all going to qualify. Yang is easily a top 10 candidate. Typically ranks between 6th and 8th. Yeah, they're not all going through. At least four or five of them are not making it to the next debates. Shouldn't the debates be like an hour-long format? How are we going to get enough meme fuel in 45-second bursts? Well, the debates are going to be longer this time because, well, each person will have more time this time because there'll be less people on there. Here goes another guy. Another multimillionaire that wants to take your money and give it to the less fortunate, but not his. What? Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. I was like, that's not what his plan is at all. Have you looked into it? Why would you just make things up? That's so weird. He's no different than any other candidate on the stage. People on the left like to pretend to be anti-establishment, so they need a candidate who will do the same. I don't think he pretends to be anti-establishment. I think he's not a politician. That's all he pretends to be. He's just there saying, I'm not a politician. I'm a Asian man who likes math. And that's why I'm different, which is why he's different. And all of his policies are different from most of the Democrats. Somebody said, how? Passionate supporters that grow in numbers daily, okay? The reason I support Yang is he has the best shot at defeating Trump across... I don't know about that, but he does have the best policies, to me at least. I don't know what this is. What's this? Yeah, look at all these people. I guess he took this from a YouTube video, but all these people are right-wing people who like Yang. That's what he's showing, I guess, by posting this. A Democrat got Tucker's interview respect. This is crazy. This guy is a legend. I'm a hardcore Trump supporter, but for some reason he managed to get me to donate $20 to his campaign. He's the only Democrat I wouldn't mind if he beat Trump. My husband is a truck driver. Thank you for considering people in this industry. Yang 2020. I'm a Canadian. If you Americans somehow don't get Yang elected, can you send him here to replace Trudeau? I really like how he's not an emotional speaker. Yang is literally the first candidate that has ever appealed to me in my entire life. This guy actually seems to see the big picture. It's so refreshing. Yeah, see, a lot of those people get it. And I think that most people just don't want to look into Yang. I think they just see him and they just hear him as the guy that wants to give people money. And that's all they know about. Oh, he wants to give people money. They don't want to listen to how he's going to give people money. They don't care about the specifics. They just care about the giving people money thing. And then they make up the rest. And there's the argument I get into so many times. Even on Devin's premiere right now, there was already people saying, Yang's going to fuck up the economy with UBI, or Yang's going to, inflation, and you're giving people money. I'm not going to give up my money so that other people could get money. Everybody's doing it, and everybody's getting the same amount. It's kind of fair. I don't see how that's a problem. But yeah, these people don't get it. Not this time, DNC. Good job, Mr. Yang. Yeah, the DNC will probably try to fuck him over. And they might succeed, but I think a lot of people are going to be pissed. Because Yang, the people who are supporting Yang are supporting him big time. They really like him. There's some good ones in here. Interesting wording. How about Andrew Yang has galvanized voters from both sides of the aisle, gaining support from disenfranchised Trump voters and the politically disengaged. Yeah, that is great. What? Oh, hold on, this one. Per Andrew Feinberg, like Tulsi Gabbard, Yang's candidacy has benefited significantly from pro-Trump online activists who've been working to bolster fringe candidates? No. Incorrect. Most of the people I know who are Yang Gang are not pro-Trump guys. I don't know what he's talking about. Imagine being a person who can't get behind a candidate because he speaks to all Americans no matter the aisle. Good grief. If you can't understand the difference between actual support and opposition propping up a wholly unqualified candidate, I think you're being disingenuous. That's just factually incorrect. He pulls support from all sides of the aisle. You're acting like there's some weird widespread conspiracy within the Republican Party to get friggin' Andrew Yang elected. For what? Ask yourself the question. It's a ridiculous proposition. Yeah, I'm gonna like that. That's true. But I mean, hey, I'll take it. If the right wants to do some conspiracy shit and try to get Yang in there because they think he'll lose to Trump, and Yang wins, I'm all for that. That's good to me. I'll be happy with that. Let's get back to the chat, see what you guys are saying. Yeah, what's up, Billy? Tool thumbnail from one of my favorite songs. Yeah, Billy. So I figured if people are getting blocked from my channel, so I figured the first thing I thought of was Hush, and the video from Hush. Vote for anti-vax crazy crystals chick. Yeah, no, Rick. Yeah, that chick is fucking nuts, dude. I don't know. She's kind of scary. Like, I'm waiting for her. Like in the last debates, I was waiting for her to pull out like tarot cards or something and start reading so everybody's future. For those saying he's not that rich, how do you know he's not saying instead of playing Twitter lottery? Yang, an entrepreneur, is a millionaire who's declined to specify his next net worth. Yeah, I don't really care if he's rich or not, though. Probably much lower than speculation would lead one to believe. To be clear, he's not giving $12,000 to everyone who retweets his announcement, just to one lucky retweeter. Yeah, that's what he said. The winner of Yang's website play will be chosen by random. Yeah, he did that already. I don't get what he's saying. But in the end, he's rich because he made his fortune. He's an entrepreneur. He went to public school, he went to fucking high school, and then he went to college, he went to university, he went to 3 huge universities, became an entrepreneur, failed a couple times, and then became an entrepreneur, succeeded, and made his money. And he made his life. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's another person posted. In recent financial disclosure form, Yang shared that his assets are worth from $834,000 to $2.4 million. Most of that is from a property he has in Hudson Valley. That makes sense. He probably bought a mansion once he got a bunch of money, and that's what most of his assets in, which is a smart move. His official disclosure from Open Secrets lists his net worth as ranging from $584,000 to $47 to $2.276 million. According to a disclosure sent in May 2019, assets include earnings for books he's written, shares in stock. Yeah, he also has a book that has sold very well. Shares in stock market, smart move. Retirement accounts, smart move, and the like. It's all from smart shit. He knows how to do his assets. That's why he's rich. Makes sense to me. This guy says, good. I don't like his policies, but I feel he's not going to screw America over like the other two. Well, at least that's somebody who doesn't like him. This guy looks familiar too, Kyle Novak. Yeah, he don't like his policies, but he seems like a sincere dude. This chick, yeah, that and some other ideals don't appeal to me too. Well, I mean, it doesn't appeal to you, but why not? I mean, that is for, yeah, nah, I'm not gonna explain it again. But the guy's intelligent, interesting debater, not a chance for a nomination, but very interesting to listen to. Talk about taking advantage of a bad situation. I don't know what that means. Great for Yang, but now has Marianne Williamson not qualified? Dark psychic forces are keeping her energy from resonating. Lame. Why won't this guy just drop out already? He barely shows up on the polls, on the news, and like Trump, he too has no experience in politics. Noah says, polls show Democrat support for people who answer landlines. Yang has growing support from younger voters, independent, disaffected. Yeah. That's stupid. Why won't he drop out already? That's dumb. Like, this is why politics suck now. This is why people voting is bullshit. Because too many people think like this. They think, oh, he's not going to win. Why am I going to vote for him? That's a stupid thing. Voting is a principles thing. You should vote for the people who represent you the most. Eventually, yeah, we are going to be down to one person to run for the Democratic Party. But till then, support the person who represents you most until they get out. If not, you're never going to get somebody who represents you on top. You're always going to have to vote for the guy that, well, it's either this guy or that guy. I'm going to vote for this guy because I don't like that guy. That's always going to be what happens. And that's retarded. Why would you want that to be how voting works? Wouldn't you want it to be that you vote for the person that you like the most, that represents you the most? That only makes sense. I don't know. Hey, Freelance. Freelance was another person that was blocked from my channel that I had to unblock twice. So whoever was doing it, Freelance. So, you know, any of you guys know, Yeah, if you know these people that I'm talking about, they are blocking you from my channel. Just so you know. I didn't do it, and none of the people that are I'm good friends with did it. So. Yang seems like a smart entrepreneur. His support base is truly diverse and growing. No way should he drop out. Yeah, exactly, Steven. It's dumb for people to say for him to drop out. Why? He's actually doing well for somebody who came out of nowhere and has no experience. Nobody's heard of this guy before. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't jumped into politics in any other spectrum. He's only been a businessman, and he's come out of nowhere, and yet he's made it past 3 debates and he's going on to the 4th. Fucking good. That's awesome. He's doing better than like 6 or 7 people who are actually politicians and have been in the Senate and have been governors and mayors and shit. And he's doing better than all those people, than a lot of the people, than half. Yeah, he's more than halfway up the list. So, TJ said he sold the company and then ran a non-profit for the last 7 years or something. Yeah, that's awesome. Good. In the next debate, they should have a bikini contest for the ladies. I'm down with that for Tulsi. Nobody else, really. I don't really care about anybody else. Maybe it was just someone with a lazy eye and they couldn't see exactly what they were clicking on and did it by accident. That's a possibility. Tulsi would win that easy. Yeah, Tulsi would definitely win a bikini contest. I mean, if she didn't, I would lose faith in America. He is kind of like a Ron Paul type. Yeah, I agree, Steven. I liked Ron Paul. I voted for him once. I liked Ron Paul. Ron Paul was like the outsider Republican who wasn't like the other Republicans. Even though I was a Democrat, but I liked him so much that I was willing to vote outside of my party. Which I think is happening a lot now. A lot of Republicans like Yang, and enough that they want to support him and they're donating to him. And probably if he was in the primaries, he would get votes from people from the right who are voting outside their party. I mean, a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people are younger. Like myself, I'm not even old enough to know this, but in 1970, the Republicans were pushing for UBI. And it's funny because now you get all these Republicans who are coming around and calling it socialism, or you guys and your socialism, you fucking lefties always trying to push giving people money for free. UBI was originally Republican. Nixon was the person trying to push it through. Republicans voted on UBI and wanted it to happen. The only reason it didn't happen in 1970 was because of the Democrats. The Democrats voted against it. They didn't vote against it because they didn't like the idea. They voted against it because they wanted the floor to be higher. They wanted to give people more money. Republicans were saying, no, this is enough money. Democrats were saying, we're not going to vote this in unless you raise the amount of money you're giving people with UBI. That fucked it up, and they went through that twice, couldn't come up with an amount they both agreed on, and then by the 80s, it was all forgotten about. Reagan came about, and he came about with his trickle-down economics. Everybody completely forgot about UBI. Reagan was also Republican. He could have pushed UBI, but I guess because it didn't go through twice, they were just like, forget it, let's move on to the next thing. Reagan wanted to push his fucking Reaganomics and trickle-down economy that 30, 40 years later has not been working at all. The money that has gone to the top that was supposed to trickle down has been kept by the companies who find loopholes to not pay taxes and not give the money back. And now we have some of the richest corporations in the world who are hoarding money and not giving back to America, who have made them rich. And then, what do? They leave the country, they go open offshore accounts. They don't care about the U.S. They just come here, they just make businesses here, get super rich, and then take the money elsewhere, and we get screwed over. And the people get screwed over. That's what Yang wants to do. Yang wants to give us back some of that money. It makes sense. If your country's doing well, you should be doing well as well. You should be doing well too. Instead of our country has economically done better and better and better, and our disparities of wealth have gotten worse and worse and worse in the last 30, 40 years. That's all that's happened. See, Reagan came and wanted to trickle down economics. The plan was the corporations are going to do better, the money will trickle down, and the people will do better as a result of the corporations doing better. That has not happened. The disparities have gotten worse. The poor have gotten poorer. The middle class, some of the middle class have gotten poorer. Everything's getting worse. You know what I'm saying? In the last 30, 40 years. So what Yang wants to do is tax those companies and give it back to the people. That's what UBI is. Makes sense. Yeah, many Republicans like Yang, enough to make a difference in the general. UBI was an economically libertarian idea. Yeah, I mean, like he says, it makes sense what he's saying, because a lot of people like to call it socialism, but it's not. It's capitalism that doesn't start at zero. You know what I'm saying? Right now, capitalism starts at zero. Everybody starts with zero money, and you work to get more. Well, this is capitalism that starts at $1,000. Everybody starts with $1,000. Do what you can with that. It's like when you play Monopoly. When you play Monopoly, you don't start with zero money, right? You start with a certain amount. You start with a certain amount, and you got to work and find out what you're going to do with that and try to build more money off that or lose it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that's going to happen. Everybody's going to get $1,000 a month. You could spend it in stupid ways and lose it, or you can spend it to invest in things or to make your life better and build and you know, and excel. Or you can lose it. But who gives a shit? Because I said this in my last video. I don't know. You guys could hear it. I guess I'll repeat myself, but in case you didn't see my last video. But in my last video, I said a lot of people complain about this money's going to go to lazy people. And to me, people are going to be lazy regardless. Those people who are lazy now are still going to be lazy, whether you give them $1,000 or not. And when you have these lazy people, they're working the absolute minimum, which is barely giving anything back to society. They're making such low amounts of money and surviving off such little money that it's, you know, when they spend that money, it's not much that they're spending. They're barely contributing to society. Now, you give them $1,000, whether they do nothing with that $1,000, what they are going to do with it is spend it. And when they spend it, they're contributing to society. They're circulating that money. They're helping community. They're going to most likely they're going to spend it within their own community, and they're going to help their community. You're going to have, let's say we think about one city has 2,000 lazy people who are all working part-time jobs, barely eking by. They make just enough money to pay rent, to eat, and maybe, you know, buy some weed or something. And that's all they're really doing. They don't care about anything else. They just sit home and play video games all day, or talk on the internet, or play games on the internet, and they're barely spending any money. Well, now they're going to have an extra $1,000. Now you have these 2,000 people in your city that are spending $1,000 each in that community, buying things from the local store, buying things from the local supermarket, from buying more video games. If you like video games, they're going to help the video game industry. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, they're spending money, and they're helping circulate money. They're helping their community by spending money, as opposed to what they're doing now. So it's actually better to give these lazy people money than it is to not, because these lazy people aren't helping society at all. At least this way they are. They're going to help circulate money and help give money to the people in their communities. Which in turn goes back into the VAT tax and UBI, and it all circulates. It comes right back to them. It comes right back to other people. Those people keep spending it. It keeps coming right back. That's why he calls it the trickle-up economy. It makes sense. We're taking the money from these from the VAT tax and from these large corporations, giving it to the bottom, and the bottom is going to spend it on the top. And it's just going to keep going back. From then they spend it on the top pays their VAT tax and carbon tax and all these other things, and it comes right back down. It just keeps going. They'll buy an ounce of weed with it, yeah. Well, if Yang wants to legalize weed, so again, right now, if they buy an ounce of weed with it, well, that money will still get spent because it'll go to the weed dealer, and that weed dealer will spend the money. But in the end, he wants to legalize marijuana, so then, yeah, then you would be spending the money to buy more weed, and that money that you go to buy weed is going to be VAT taxed and probably sin taxed by your state as well. And yeah, that money will go into your community and better society, as opposed to these people. If it's not legal, and going to buy it off people on the street, then it's going to be hard to do that. Who knew creating a sustainable system was so, yeah, like I said, this was supposed to happen in 1970, and it didn't happen. And, because Democrats wanted more money, which is not a big surprise, but it's a stupid way to do things, to say, no, we're not going to pass UBI because we want more money for it. Why not take it at its lowest and build on it? You know what I'm saying? 10 years later, you could have had another fucking meeting and said, all right, well, we've had UBI for 10 years and it's working great, but we need more money for it. Let's vote on it, and try and keep voting until you get more money for it. But then again, that was a different UBI system, and I don't know if it was as good as Yang's is. Yang's is a good system because it doesn't take from government funds, so it's not going to put us more into debt. It doesn't print more money, so it's not going to raise inflation. I'm not sure if Nixon's UBI was like that. Nixon's UBI might have taken from our federal money, you know what I'm saying, and maybe put us more into debt or raise inflation. So I don't know if it was as good as that. So maybe it's better it didn't happen. Not sure, but the Federal Reserve gives out money every time it extends credit, but it gives money to wealthy banks. This makes sense for Keynesian. Yeah, it's hard to say. Keynesian. I don't know. It's a hard one to say. Why not give it to the poor instead? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He says too. We take all this money out and give it to banks for bailouts and corporations for bailouts, and then in turn, these corporations barely pay anything back in taxes. So it's like they're just taking money from our system and not giving back in. So this is a way of telling them, hey, you're gonna do business in our country. You're gonna profit from our country. You got to give something back. And you mentioned it in your video, something I haven't seen many talk about. It will condense government office programs too, eventually doing it. Yeah. Yeah, that's he wants, well, basically you can't have both. You can't have welfare or food stamps and UBI. You can't get both. So you have to choose one or the other. If you're getting more than $1,000 a month from welfare, which very few people are, then it makes sense you want to keep welfare. Go ahead, keep it. But if you're getting less from welfare than $1,000 a month, which I think most people get like from $600 to $800 a month from welfare, then you might as well take the UBI, because UBI is better because there's no questions asked. Like with food stamps, you have to spend it on food, right? You can't spend it on anything. I know people in the ghetto actually sell their food stamps to try to get money off it, and they sell it at a loss because they would rather have cash so they could spend it on other things. But instead of that, you could just get $1,000 cash, no questions asked. That sounds way better. You don't have to, say what you're spending it on. You don't have any restrictions. You would rather take that. And now the people who work at the welfare offices, the people that work for the branch of the government that runs the welfare, those people are going to get cut. They're going to be taken out. Maybe they're not going to lose their jobs, so we could transfer them over to the UBI system and have them work for UBI. But UBI is not going to need as many workers. It's going to be very automated. Like, it's just going to be, but you get a check every month. We could do that very easily, like nothing. Especially if it's direct deposit, then it's all computers, right? Like, it's just computers putting $1,000 a month into your account on the first of every month. Not difficult at all. We don't need too many employees for that. That'll drop how much we spend on welfare, big time drop how much we spend on welfare, which will save us a lot of money, which is in turn some of how he's going to get the money for UBI. Some of that money we're saving from consolidating social programs is going to be what goes into giving us $1,000 a month, along with the VAT tax, along with carbon tax. It's a bunch of stuff. He has a graph showing you like the 6 or 7 steps to getting $1,000 a month for everybody, and it all comes from different places. Consolidating stuff, taxing corporations. The carbon tax is a good idea too. You want to pump pollution into our air, you're going to get taxed for it. You got to pay us for it. You're damaging us. You know what I'm saying? If we can't make laws that are going to restrict them from doing it, I mean, he wants to go back into the Paris Accords and stuff like that. But if we can't restrict you from pumping out certain pollution and carbon into the air, then you might as well give us money for it, because we're going to have to deal with that, right? Anyone else see the irony of direct deposit giving you UBI? I don't know. I don't. If you increase the amount of economic activity, it will spur the creation of wealth. Exactly, that too. That's why I was saying that the other day. Money's stagnant. That's why the corporations are keeping all the money. So it's stagnating. People don't have the money to spend. Some people do, but a lot of people don't. They don't have the money to spend as they would want to. If I think everybody here, if you all got $1,000 a month, every month, you guys are going to spend it. You have things you probably want that you don't have the money to spend, or maybe you're behind on bills, or maybe you're just left with not that much money after you pay rent and bills and every month. This will give you a little extra spending power, and you're going to spend it. I mean, help power to people who are going to save it. That's a great thing. You're going to save it. You could put it into a college fund for your kids. You could put it for retirement. All great ideas. But eventually you will spend it. And the majority of people, I think, will spend it on the spot. I think they'll get the $1,000 a month and spend it within that month. They'll probably just drop it on rent and keep all the rest of their money, because $1,000 a month is basically rent, right? Just drop that shit right on rent every month, and the rest of your money is yours. If you increase the amount of... Oh, wait, sorry, I read that. Consolidating, I think it was 28 government programs. Yeah, that's a lot of programs that you don't need. A lot of it would go away. We have work first programs with welfare programs already. Yeah, I've always thought that was a good way to fix welfare, was to turn it into a temp agency, right? Welfare should be a temp agency. It's like, yeah, we'll give you this much and you have to work temp for this much. You know what I'm saying? And at least you're working. And then from there, the people who hire you as the temp agency could keep you and then pay you the full amount, and you don't have to be on welfare anymore. Simple as that. Oh my God, we keep looking at this guy. I didn't realize I left that on. Yeah, this guy's got a good idea. Great news. Every time he gets national attention, he gains a lot more support. Yang will be in the top 4 by the end of the year. I guarantee it. Top 4? Woo! Nice. That would be nice if he did. Who the hell thought 2% was a good threshold, for fuck's sake? He's not at 2%, he's at 4%. You needed to be at 4% to get in. This guy says, ugh, this is it's a mess because somebody got enough support to... What? Personally, I think the more the better. The less candidates you have, the less variance in policies you have. If you're down to like 3 people, those 3 people are most likely going to say all the same shit. When will that establishment tool Jimmy Kimmel have Andrew Yang on? Maybe now? Yeah, he should. Give him $1,000. No more. Why do people hate Yang so much? I don't get it. I don't think they know who he is. They're just seeing him as a nobody, and they're like, oh, he's a nobody. Why is he even in there? Jesus. Why? See, look at this. Why? Poor Beto. Yang surpasses Beto in Iowa, qualifies for fall debates. I knew he was going to. I was saying this a month ago, that he's gaining on O'Rourke, and he's going to pass him. I was like, yeah, he'll pass him by next month. Watch, he's gaining on him. That's exactly what happened. He just passed him. Why? He's all meat and no potatoes? Are people so stupid nowadays they latch onto ideas without merit? If it sounds like they will get $1 back, is politics the new ministry of capitalism? This guy has no idea what his UBI plan is. Again, that's what keeps happening, is people don't look into what the plan is, and they just want to assume what it is. Hold on. Back to you guys. What are you guys saying? We have work 20%. Carbon tax should give companies motivation to create new technology, even if it's just to avoid the tax. Yeah, that's basically what's going to happen, and that's what he's trying to do. He knows it's gotten really bad, but he knows that passing a law to stop these companies from polluting and pouring carbon into air is not going to be something from one day to the next. So he wants to do something around that. So it's like, if you can tax them for it, that's the first step, right? And maybe they'll stop or at least cut down their carbon output in order to pay less tax. And like you said, they want to create new technology. Yeah, Yang also has a policy where he wants to have us create carbon capture technology so that we can, lower the carbon, because there's already too much carbon in the air. But people took what he was saying as being very pessimistic, because he was like, we're kind of like 10 years too late. You know what I'm saying? It's already too late. We're 10 years too late. So what he wants to do is create carbon capture to get rid of some of the carbon that's already in the air, because we're still pumping it into the air, but we already have too much in the air. But it's a good idea. Yeah, he wants to work on carbon capture, and I hope he does it regardless of whether he becomes president or not. Only 2 Dem press candidates have appeared on Fox News, Tulsi and Yang. Yeah, and Yang has appeared on Fox News I think 3 times now. They really like him. Tucker likes him. A lot of the other people go on there like him. NBC is the one who's dogging him the most. They refuse to talk about him. After the last debate, I'm going to do a video on this next. Probably for next week. But right after the last debates, MSNBC did like a 24-hour thing talking about the debates, and they barely mentioned Yang. They didn't want to. You would see the list of all, the faces of all the candidates on the screen. they would go through each one by one, talking about them, and they would completely skip Yang as if he wasn't even there. They would just go right over his face to the next person and keep talking about them, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? And then I think the only time that was talked about on the thing was talked on there was that they were talking to people who were there at the debates afterwards, the audience, and they talked to one black guy, and he was like talking about how he doesn't like any of the candidates and they're all garbage. But then at the end, he was like, but Yang, I like him. I'm going to be watching him. He talking a lot of sense and all this stuff. And then they cut it off. Like, they didn't let him finish what he was saying. He said a couple things about Yang, but then they cut it. You could tell that he was going to keep talking about him, and they just cut it off from there. So it was pretty funny. I'm going to see if I get that clip to put in the video, because that was a pretty funny one. They just totally cut him off from talking about Yang. Hell yes. See, more people. Why? Still not convinced with the Democrat. I voted Democrat in... This guy doesn't even speak English. Markham Sora. It seems like he should speak English. Still not convinced with the Democrat. I voted Democrat in the past for Obama. Not today. They not who they are anymore. They too violence in my book. Damn, that's some fucked up English. Maybe people think Yang is infiltrating the government for China. Yeah, he's not even Chinese. Well, ethnically, he's not Chinese. If I had any money to give, I would definitely be giving it to him. Just watched his H3 podcast appearance last night. Yeah, if you guys didn't watch it, he was on H3 podcast last night. I watched the whole thing. It was a pretty fun conversation he had with Ethan and Hila. And yeah, they like him too. They talk to him and they think he has a lot of good ideas. But Ethan asked relevant questions from somebody who doesn't know much about the UBI plan. He didn't just make assumptions. He asked questions. He said, oh, well, would this be a problem? How do you get past this problem? And Yang talked about it and gave him the solution. They said, no, this wouldn't be a problem because of this. That's a good one. That's a good way to confront this, as opposed to making assumptions and saying, oh, you guys are stupid. You're going to suffer so much inflation with that. And it's like, what? No, there's no inflation. You're not printing more money. This guy, here's another guy. 25% VAT sales tax will make tariffs look like small change. Yeah, it's not 25%. It's 10% or less. Who pays Yang's tax? The consumer. Everybody. Everybody pays it. Anybody who buys anything pays it. It's a sales tax. So anybody who buys anything. It's funny as they say the consumer. Every single person is a consumer. There's nobody who's not a consumer. Even corporations have to buy things. Corporations have to buy factories. They have to buy machines. They have to buy trucks. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is a consumer. Every time Amazon buys a truck or a new factory or a new machine to sort their products, they're paying a VAT tax on those things. Everybody's paying it, which is fine with me. Everybody pays it. Everybody gets $1,000 a month. Seems pretty fair. To me, it seems fair. Yeah, somebody said 10%. Don't worry, I'll fix that for you. You realize he can say anything now. VAT has been proposed before and ends up being 2x, 3x after they do real math. Yeah, but that's the problem is, this is another problem people are getting and not realizing about Yang's plan, is the Yang's plan isn't just VAT. A lot of people are doing the math and saying the math doesn't add up because they're only doing the math for the VAT tax. But that's not the only place we're getting the money from. Like, as I've already mentioned, there's carbon taxes getting the money from, taxing corporations. And you can't really do the math because it hasn't really been set the percentage yet. He has said it will not pass 10%. So 10% will be the max. Necessities won't be taxed, won't get any VAT tax. You're going to be paying the same thing. Necessities don't usually have sales tax in most states anyway. So that's going to stay the same. But some things will be taxed less. Some things will be like maybe 2% VAT tax or 5% VAT tax. It's going to be a range depending on what you're getting and what you're buying. The more of a luxury item it is, the closer to 10% it will be. The less of a luxury item it is, the closer to 0 it would be. Basically, right? Which sounds right. I don't see anything wrong with that. I checked your TL and regret to inform you that you need to stay in Nebraska. What? No, never mind. Lulz, I guarantee Nebraska is a much more difficult place to live or whatever you're from. Now they're just arguing for where they're from. Beta! Yay. Maybe he will up to 10,000 a month. No, not 10,000. He's not going to do that. That defeats the entire purpose. He does want to give, there's another thing he said called democracy dollars, which I think is a good idea, but it's basically money you get that you can only spend on the people, on the politicians you support when there's elections. So, like, say, for every 4 years, we start getting this election time right now. Well, you get these things called democracy bucks you get to put towards the people you support. Because basically, he wants to take away corporations from voting, and he wants people to be able to support their candidates even if they don't have money, you know? Which makes sense. I am donating to you. Yeah, I donated to Yang. Anybody wants to donate to him, you can donate even $1. Most of the times to get into these debates, it's not about the amount of money you raise, it's about the amount of donors you get. But even still, $1 helps. I mean, if you get 1,000 people putting in $1, that's $1,000, right? So it helps. Some people putting in more. One guy that I read up there said he put in 20, right? That's cool. And he's a Democrat. He's a Republican. He's like, I'm a Republican. Somehow this Democrat got me to donate $20 to him. Pretty funny. Ethan doesn't know much about anything. Yeah. Where is Ethan? What? Ethan was here? Ethan. Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. Is like Ethan's not really much of a smart guy or anything. He's just a regular dude. And he didn't, and he was asking the regular guy questions, right? To understand. Which was good. It was better than these people who think they understand what Yang's UBI plan is, tell you you're stupid, and then tell you why you're stupid. And then when you hear it, you're like, what? How does that go with it? Like, that's not even what the plan is. You're ignorant. You won't even look into what the plan is. You're just making things up. I don't think a lot of Americans would know the differences in Asian people. They probably assume he's Chinese with the paranoia about China. They probably don't think that. Yeah, I guess it goes both ways. I mean, I know a lot about Asian people, but that's because I've been exposed to a lot of Asian people. It depends on who you're exposed to. You would know more. We have like a little Koreatown near here, so a lot of people know the differences between Koreans and others. Yeah. Come out and play. What's up, Devin? Went from talking about people. Remember, I think I told you before that like 2 months ago, everybody was banned from my channel. Like all the people who come to my live streams were banned from my channel, and I don't know how it happened. Well, it happened again when I woke up this morning. RB, who makes... Yeah, exactly. RB, who makes artwork for us, he makes it for you too. Gives me free artwork, channel art. Obviously, he knows I'm not going to ban him. He does a wonderful thing, gives me channel art for free like every month. Yeah, HoloWiki came to me and said, hey, RB showed up at my stream last night saying that he was banned from your channel. He doesn't know why. I was like, oh, really? Is that what happened? So I go look, and basically everybody here who doesn't have a wrench was banned from my channel, basically. So I had to go through unbanning everyone, and I took away some wrenches. People acting petty. Yeah, basically, yeah. That doesn't happen on the internet, yeah. Well, I did a little thing where the first time it happened, I only unwrenched a few people to see who it was. So now I know who it was. So it works. Who is RB? He's a guy, he makes art for me. I think he gives Devin some art sometimes too. He's an artist. But he does good work. Yeah, he's the one who did the art that I have up now. He did some Yang art for me. He did that Twilight Zone art for me that I have too. What a big win for them, yeah. Well, I was saying it's petty, especially to do towards me, because I don't do things like that. I still had wrenches on their channels, and I never went and fucked with their channels because I had a wrench. I never used that for that. So this became my Anna Kasparian moment where I tell them I'm much better than you. And I could proudly say I'm better than them because I don't do the petty high school bullshit they do. Well, whoever it is that did it. I'm not gonna call out names even though I have ideas, but they know who they are. They're probably watching right now. They have totally know who they are, and they totally know that I am a better human being than them. For a fact. But yeah, once again, I'll say if anybody wants to come in and talk to me, I'm in the AIU Discord, in the live streaming channel. But then, of course, we got into talking about Yang and how people just want to make up what the UBI plan is instead of looking it up. Sorry, I'm typing something really quick. I don't know. I'd like to talk about other topics, though. Anybody got anything else to talk about? Oh, so, I got something. This lady died today, right? And I didn't know about this, but, let me see if I have the video for it so I could post a little bit up. Post some stuff up. Or at least an image. No one is sure how she... Ask Marina to talk team sports, yeah. What's funny is some of these people are probably watching and they're not banned from this channel, so they could actually type and defend themselves or own up to it and be like, yeah, it was me. But, you know, they wouldn't do that. There's a huge lack of courageousness there, but... And realism, being real. Let's see, I just got a comment on my Yang video. I'm conservative, and I think Andrew Yang is going to win, even though he's not that well known or high in the polls. I say this based on his wide support of diversity, because of something particular he said concerning math, Iowa and California. It's not a stable theory, but I could not really care about being wrong this far back in the race. My next guess is Tulsi. Tulsi's just about out. I don't think she's making it to the next debates, actually. Tulsi, because she can get the diverse political crowd like Yang, and because of her strong anti-regime change. Third bet is Biden, blah, 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 blah. I guess he's not talking about Yang anymore. But basically his third bet is Biden. I don't know. I don't like to be too optimistic and say he's definitely going to win, even though I really want him to, but it's just that old school... I might jinx myself kind of thing, so I don't want to be too cocky about it and be like, yeah, he's going to win. You know, I think he has a chance, and I think regardless, his supporters should support him and push him as far as they can this time, because the farther you push him this time, the more people get to know him, the more people get to understand his policies, and then for the next 4 years, it's just all pushing him and making people aware of his policies and how well they could work for America, what they could do for our economy, and just push, push, push. And then, you know, who knows, maybe he doesn't make it this time, but in another 4 years, he might be in. You know, he's already got a head start. He's not starting at the bottom like he did this time. He's not that nobody who came from nowhere with no experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got all that. And he's already made it. He's already done super well for somebody who came out of nowhere with no experience, without being a politician. And nobody knew who he was. It's not like, it's kind of like Trump. You know, Trump came out of nowhere to run. He was, you know, he's not a politician, no experience. But Trump's been around since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? For the last 40 years, I've seen Trump's face on the news, you know, and on shows, on Oprah, on, you know, talk shows and all this kind of shit. His face has been out there. People knew who he was. Nobody knew who Yang was. This is a nobody coming out of nowhere. Hold on, let me go back to reading some more of the chat. Alpha's going to war with the chat. Yeah, I was bombing everybody out. Blah, blah, blah. No way, Japanese for life. Otherwise known as that's hard to say, Australasia. Did it to be part of the Asia Pacific. Yeah, it should be. Are these chickens clucking in the background, Alpha? Yeah, possibly. Oh, no, chickens. Oh, no, that's a dog over here. He's kind of licking himself and breathing heavy and stuff. It's been really humid lately, and I don't have a proper window to put an AC in the living room, so I have it in my bedroom, and so the cold air has to blow all the way over here. I mean, I'm fine, but I guess for the dog, I don't know why they don't just stay over there. They want to be with me, I guess, so they suffer in the heat, and then they breathe heavy and start licking themselves, and it's like, dude, just go hang out in my bedroom and stay cool. But they want to be with me, which is fine. But if they get hot enough, they'll go over there. Korean chicks have nice skin. Most Asians do. I don't know what it is. I had a Korean Japanese girlfriend, and I've met, and you know, I've been around a lot of Asians in my life, and they have a really weird skin that's really nice. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just take care of their skin more. Maybe it's like a cultural thing. I don't know what it is, but they do have very a particular skin that's different from other races. You talking about the Crow movie again? I don't even know what you're talking about. How do you help him win? You just have to tell people about him. You just have to spread the word, donate, spread the word, be informed on his policies, because people don't understand his policies, but they think they do. So the best thing to do is just tell them, like, no, you're wrong. That's not what this is. You homo for Yang? Yeah, I'm pretty homo for Yang. America is like this. England is like that. Discuss. Alf needs to make more short form videos. I do, but I'm too long winded. They don't end up being short form. Every time I think I'm going to make a short video that's going to be 3 to 4 minutes long, they end up being 20 to 30 minutes long. I think Devin knows that problem. I think he has that too, where he thinks the video is going to be short, ends up being like 45 minutes long. I have that same thing where it's like I'm too long-winded and I end up having more to say about something than I initially think I do. What did you do wrong? I'm not sweating. I'm fine. The dogs, though, I don't know why they're sitting in here suffering. Well, just one dog is my roommate's dog. He doesn't like being alone. My dog is sleeping in my room in the cool air where it's nice and cool. But this dog don't like being alone. He cries all day. He's always like, ee. I'm surprised he's not crying now because I woke up this morning to him going, because I guess my roommate went to work and now he was alone and he's not allowed in my room when my dog's in there because my dog's dominant and barks at him. So he just sits in the hallway going until I get up and let him out and give him some attention. But what are you gonna do? How is Operation Bed Fay progressing? I don't know. She just got back. I'm gonna have to. I've been set back like 2 months in my grooming game, so I'm gonna have to speed it up a bit and do some quick pace grooming. Well, I would consider 15 to 30 minute videos still short form compared to like some who go on for hours. Yeah. Sometimes I just like to stream. I'm not a good planner. So I'm not good at, like, people make scripts for videos or plan what they're going to do for a video long time in advance. I'm not good at that. Whenever I do that, I take too long to make a video and I end up not making the video. I've had so many ideas for videos that I'm like, oh, I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to do this. And then I start writing down what I want to say, what I want to do. And then I end up not making the video. The best way for me to do it is to wait for the last minute and just jump right in and do it. And I actually perform my best then. I'm good under pressure. I'm good at last minute under pressure. That's kind of how my whole life has been, and I excel more that way than I do planning stuff. Yeah, when I plan, I overthink things, and I never end up doing it. Alf never puts me to sleep. I like long. Oh, thanks, man. Your dog sounds like Pennywise. Recruitment, yeah. Well, it's not my dog. It's my roommate's dog. He's a bit of a baby. He's a pit bull, and he's just a bit of a baby. And he has a lot of problems. I don't know what it is. I think he was abused before my roommate took him on. I think it was rescue. So he has a lot of problems. If you, raise your voice, he, runs into the corner. And, hides his face and starts crying and shit. So I think he's just got a lot of anxiety. Poor dog. He's always doing something. Breathing heavy or fucking fidgeting and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, so there was this lady back in the day. Her name was Rosie Ruiz. I don't know if you guys know who she is, but at one point she won the New York City Marathon in the 70s, which helped her get into the Boston Marathon in 1980. So she gets in and she wins it. But after she wins it, let me show you guys a picture, or at least I'm going to put this video on mute so I explain it, but you can see the video. Why isn't this coming up? That's not right. Hold on. That's the wrong thing it's showing. Do I have 2 tabs open? Oh, that's why. Okay. So what I will do is this. Okay, now you can see it. I think. Oh, gotta make that bigger. So I'll play this on mute just so you can see it. So basically, this lady, here she is. You can see her winning the Boston Marathon, right? But after she won, they interview her, and it's all over. And then people start realizing, all the journalists get together and realize, we have no footage. We have footage of the entire race, but we have no footage of her running the race. Suddenly, the footage of her running the race just suddenly appears in the last mile, and she's in the front. And it's like, where was she before that? If she was winning or making her way to the front, you would have seen her. So basically, she gets accused of cheating. She came out of nowhere. She was never in the race. They start interviewing people, and they're like, "Yeah, I was there at the end of in the last mile, and all of a sudden, I see this lady come out of the crowd and start running. I thought it was just some random person in the crowd running around, but then I realized she's wearing Oh wait, yo, Alpha, I tried super chatting and it wasn't letting me. YouTube is gay. Ah, poor. Juan can't super chat me. Let me put my Streamlabs. Give me 1 second. But yeah, but basically this lady cheated. She won. They backtrack and check out the New York City Marathon. Ends up she took the subway and cheated on that too. She was this Cuban American lady. So she cheated on the New York City Marathon by taking the subway. Ended up qualifying because of that to the Boston Marathon. And they would have never found out if she didn't cheat to be in first place. Because the only reason they checked was because she was in first place, and she just suddenly appeared in first place in the last mile. And they're like, how did she get to first place? We didn't see her the rest of the time. If she had been in second or third, it would have never been questioned. That she would have gone back with, like silver and bronze, whatever. She would have still won something. But funny enough, well, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because this lady just died. She just died of cancer, which I guess is maybe karma. But she's an old lady. They were unable to take mile by mile. Yeah, they were looking at all the footage, and they could never find her in any of the footage until the last mile where she was up in the front, which is very funny. That Gangoli's arm. Oh, here Sean comes. But yeah. Oh, this is the guy they interview. Let me see if I put it on. Let's see what he says.
And wearing a number. I just saw someone stumble out of the crowd in front of me across the street. This is on Commonwealth Ave. Probably about a half mile from the finish. She was in track clothes and wearing a number, but I thought someone had just sort of stumbled into the race. Maybe somebody was a little crazy or something.
What nobody knew yet was that 6 months before, Rosie allegedly took a subway to the finish line of the New York Marathon.
She took a subway.
It was actually her second ruse, and she almost pulled it off. Her big mistake was coming in first. The media rushed to her side, but soon it became apparent that she was a not-so-great imposter.
Here with the women's winner, she's getting a case of the sneezes. Rosie.
Yeah, look, she doesn't even look tired. She ran an entire marathon, and she barely looks tired. She looks a little tired and sweaty, but not as tired as somebody who just ran multiple miles, right, in a marathon. See, there she's pretending. She's like, oh, God, I'm so tired. But, she's acting. She's not that tired.
So you improved from 2 hours and 56 minutes to 2 hours and 31 minutes. What do you attribute that improvement in time to?
I don't know.
She keeps sneezing. What the fuck?
Someone else asked me that. I'm not sure what intervals are. What are they?
Well, intervals are track workouts that are designed to make your speed improve dramatically.
What are intervals? She doesn't even know anything about marathon.
I normally expect that you do a lot of speed work. Is someone coaching you or advising you?
No, I advise myself.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance, Rosie.
Fantastic performance. How funny is that? Oh my God. The other reason is because she came in first. So obviously they're going to want to look at the rest of the race and see how she got to first, to see how she started overtaking everyone. But when they go back and look at it, they're like, wait a minute. Why is she not in any other footage? Like, I don't get it. How does she evade all this footage? I'm looking at a super fantastic ass right now as I walk to the train. Just thought you should all know. Yeah. Good job, Billy. Cancer didn't take the subway. Yeah. The nerve. She does not look like she could... Yeah, I don't think she does it. Well, she cheated twice. I guess she wanted some sort of fame or something, so... She cheated the New York Marathon and then cheated the Boston Marathon, but that one caught her. That one, she got caught on that one. But I thought that was a funny story. But... I don't know. Is there anything else going on I could talk about? Oh, yeah. Why isn't my super chats working? I wonder. Let me see. Yeah, it should work. It's letting me super chat myself. I don't see why it doesn't work. Let's see if he wants my Streamlabs. Let's do that. Let's do that in case you guys feel like being generous. I know you don't, but why not? Give me 1 second. I haven't posted this in here, so I might as well. Sneezing as a nervous tick? Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if that's what it is. Or maybe she has allergies, then she wasn't outside before she came out for the last mile, so then the allergies hit her. But then that would be like, well, if you have allergies, wouldn't you have been sneezing the entire time? But I guess not. She wasn't sneezing the entire time because she wasn't outside the whole time. That's funny, man. Is there anything else to talk about? I've been reading a lot of mystery kind of stuff recently, but I got a lot of stuff on my plate, so I want to... Oh, thanks, Tiffany. So I want to make... I might want to make videos talking about mysteries and stuff like that, certain mysteries and stuff. But I got a lot of stuff on my plate. I still got to make another Twilight Zone video for this week. I'm like 2 weeks behind on that. I made a Yang video. I want to make another Yang video, so I'm kind of behind on videos. So before I start taking more stuff on my plate, maybe that's something for a little more in the future that I might work on when I have more time. Yeah, it seems to work for me. Yeah, well, it worked for you, I mean. So I don't know why it didn't want to work for Juan, but that's okay. I give him my Streamlabs. If he wants to donate, he could donate on there. I prefer Streamlabs anyway. They take less money, and I don't have to wait to reach $100 to cash it out. I just cash it out instantly. So it's a lot better anyway. Why can't you see anything? What don't you see? You should see my channel art logo thing. That's what I see when I look at the stream. You guys have anything else you guys want me to talk about? I'm trying to think of something, but I don't know. Brown power! Thanks, Blake. He gave $1.99. He didn't want to match her top Tiffany. He was able to put 1 cent less. But thank you. I know there was something else I wanted to talk about. Now I can't think about what it was. The Dog Basher? What's the Dog Basher? I love me some dogs. You're right over there? Okay, he's like, now he moved to the hallway. He's breathing heavy. I guess he went to where it's cooler. Why weren't you there the whole time? It's cooler there. You dummy. You a dummy. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about a lot of Trump supporters are getting upset because after these new shootings, mass shootings, Trump's been talking about banning assault rifles, possibly. I don't know if that's what he wants to do, but he talked about the possibility of banning assault rifles, and he definitely talked about oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry, Freelance, I didn't catch that. But he totally talked, but he definitely talked about wanting to make some new gun reform. So a lot of pro-gun, a lot of pro-gun conservatives are Trump supporters. They're getting upset with him over it, which is funny. That might be good for us Yang supporters, because Trump might be losing some votes because of that. But we'll see. He might just be talking shit, and he never does anything with it, and then people are going to vote for him again just for him to become president again, and then actually do it. But yeah. But it's funny. It was funny for one day at least to see all the Trump supporters flipping out on Trump because him saying that we need gun reform and possibly ban assault rifles. So that's pretty funny. Oh, and also blaming video games. As we know, a lot of Trump supporters are these edgy internet dudes that are like, oh, God Emperor 2020. Oh. And yeah, they were getting mad too. So a lot of people I've seen that used to support Trump were bashing him the last couple days. See if that continues. There was this lady beating up her dog. With the last chick with the cat, I wasn't that upset about it. I was like, yeah, that happens. It was kind of a heat of the moment thing where she was playing a game and her cat was like jumping on her keyboard. So she just, get out of the way, and threw her cat backwards. She didn't think about it. I don't think it's a regular thing, so I was like, whatever. But with this chick, not only was she doing some fucked up shit purposely to her dog, but then afterwards, she tried to justify it by saying she has to teach the dog to not be vicious. She was saying she has to teach the dog to not go to her face with an open mouth. Dogs kiss your face. That's what they do. They like kissing you. It's so weird. It's like, no, the dog... And you could tell in the videos, the dog wasn't going towards her face to like snap at it. The dog was going towards her face to kiss it, to give her licks. So I find it really strange, but yeah. I don't know. There was also one scene where she just straight up punched the dog in the face. I mean, I don't know how hard she could punch. I mean, most chicks can't punch that hard. No offense to women, but it's true. But some women can punch hard. We know that. Because they're in UFC. But she doesn't look like the type of chick. So, I mean, still, though, there's no reason to punch your dog. There's ways to train your dog, and there's that are good, and there's ways to train your dog that are abusive. And I think that's what she's on the abusive side. Hold on, I gotta adjust my mic, sorry. Yeah, she's definitely on the abusive side. Kind of bullshit. We'll see what happens. Maybe she'll get in trouble for it. At least the other chick with the cat, it didn't seem like that was a regular thing. The things she was doing to her cat doesn't seem like... One, it doesn't seem like it was a regular thing. And then two, she didn't try to justify it in the end. She just said, these are things I did in the heat of the moment. I'm sorry. She apologized. She said she won't do it again, She said it's not a regular thing. At least she's not trying to justify it. So I was cool with that other chick, I'm saying? Like, yeah, you did these fucked up things on camera to your cat. But you could tell it was an on-the-moment thing. It wasn't something you regularly do. And you didn't try to justify it at the end when people called you out about it. This chick is straight up trying to justify it. She apologized, sure. She said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that stuff on camera, but it's a Doberman, and I have to teach it not to come at my face. That's not how you teach dogs to do things, Certain things like grabbing your dog. There's some things she did to her dog that I had to do with my dog, because my dog had that problem too when I was young, where she was dominant. So when you try to take something from her, or you try not to give her something, she attacked. Or she would attack my little dog. I didn't punch her, though. I would put her in a full Nelson, take her to the ground, and hold her there until she calmed down. I didn't punch her. I didn't fucking hurt her. I would grab her and take her down. Grab her by the neck and hold her down until she calmed down. And learned. And you know what? She did learn that way. She learned that I was the dominant person, that she couldn't attack something when I was around, because she knows I'm just going to grab her and hold her down, and she can't get away from me. Even though she weighs 100 pounds, she can't get away from me. You know what I'm saying? When I grab her and I put her down, she can't do anything. And she knows that. So now she doesn't do that. Now with my neighbor's dog, my roommate's dog, she barks at him, she growls at him, but she never jumps and attacks him, because she knows if she does that, I'm going to grab her and put her on the ground. Or I'm going to raise my voice. My dog don't like it when I raise my voice. She knows, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And she runs to my room and hides in the closet. Like, oh no, I'm in trouble. So she knows. There's ways you could do it. Dogs react to consistency. As long as you're being consistent with your punishments, you don't need them to be aggressive punishments. You can use your voice. If you never raise your voice, if you're not a person who yells, then when you yell at your dog every time they do something, they're going to understand that that's a bad thing. And they're going to be like, oh, I don't want him to yell. I'm not going to do this thing. Every time I do this thing is the only times he yells. That's consistency. My dog, I have a certain tone of voice I use on my dog when I don't want her to do something or when she's in trouble. When she hears me talk in that voice, she knows. You know what I'm saying? And she gets on the floor or something, or she walks away, she goes to a side, you know what I'm saying? She knows she's in trouble. And she's like, oh no, I did bad, and she gives me the I'm sorry face and, puts her ears down, gets on the ground. I push my 145-pound dog. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But not hit. Yeah, I do the same thing with my dog. My dog's like 100 pounds. I don't hit her. Well, at least if I hit her, I know I hit her to the extent that I know that she barely feels it. Like 100-pound dog is fucking tough as fuck. I've seen her run straight into a metal gate and just fucking brush it off, and where it looks like it should hurt the shit out of her to brush it off. You're back, RB. Es un milagro si puede dejar un mensaje. Vamos a ver. Yes, yes. I didn't find out till this morning when HoloWiki told me, RB, but a bunch of people were banned from my channel. It wasn't me, so I wasn't trying to ban you. It's just old friends who are not friends anymore being hurt people or just being douchebags and banning people from my channel because I didn't take the wrench away from them because I didn't even think about it because it's petty stuff that I'm not angry, so why would I take wrenches away from people? It's petty. But if you're gonna fuck with my shit, then, then I am gonna take it away. Because then they're just being petty, For no reason. I didn't do shit. Miss Stephanie, how are you? I'm surprised I've been unbanned. Yeah, I got you, man. Thank HoloWiki. He told me this morning that you told him that you were banned from my channel. If not, I wouldn't have noticed. It happened before, like 2 months ago. And a bunch of people contacted me about it. I had like 3 or 4 people contact me like, hey man, I can't chat in your live stream. What did I do? And I was like, oh, you didn't do shit. Oh, yeah, I'm banned and been flagged on a lot of channels, really. Shit. What channels? Are they affiliated with me? Because there are a lot of haters. And maybe you're facing repercussions for me. Well, you're always welcome on my channel too. Oh, you know what? In fact, I'm going to make sure you won't get banned anymore. Even still. Because I am going to give you a wrench. There you go. You've done enough for me to warrant a wrench, man. You're a good dude and you give me art all the time for free. And I don't even ask for it, you just do it. So you definitely deserve to have a wrench on my channel. I had a friend at Google look into it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he told me about that you were having problems with your Gmail and shit. Yeah. Tiffany, that's so true. That's a good one. Yeah, I should probably change my name to that. I don't have the little thing. I don't have the little thing that pops up. I just don't know how to use Streamlabs for that, but I don't have the little thing that pops up that says that people donated, so I want to thank Juan, who donated. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Oh, shit. All of Devin's channels, too. Yeah, you shouldn't be banned from Devin's channel. If you're banned from Warkettle and Amy's channel, it's probably because of me. Those are the people who I'm not friends with anymore. And people in their group are the ones who had wrenches in this channel and were banning everybody. So they're probably I don't think it was one of them, but people in that group were the ones who banned you from this channel. But I took their wrenches away. So there's like 1 or 2 I didn't because I don't think they're the kind of people to do that, even though they're friends with them. So I let them keep their wrenches, but well, I think it's because they know you give me art and you do things for me and Devin, so they're taking it out on you because they can't take it out on Devin, so they want to take it out on the people around him. And they're upset that I chose to be friends with Devin still. I don't know why I can't be friends with people. Which is funny because Devin never gave me the choice, never told me, hey, you can't be friends with these people if you're going to be my friend. But, that's the respect. That's the respect he shows me, which I appreciate very much. And other people don't show me that respect, so whatever. You guys aren't friends anymore? No, we're not. Not for a long time, actually, RB. There was a falling out that happened, and there was a little split, and then it was like people who are going to be friends over here, and people who are going to be friends over there. And there was a few of us who stayed in the middle, like me. I was going to be friends with everybody, because you know me, I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I like to stay out of drama. I'm just not that kind of person. I can understand people being like, I don't want to be friends with these, blah, blah. That's fine. I'm just not that kind of person. So I tried to stay in the middle, but one group pushed me away slowly. I don't think, maybe they didn't mean to, but it's just what ended up happening because of all the drama and beef between the two groups. That eventually I got pushed away from one group and the other group didn't push me away. or cared that I was friends with both groups, or even mentioned it. They didn't even bring it up to be like, oh, why are you friends with these people? That never happened. So guess which group I stuck to, right? Yeah, but we're cool. No issues with Jay or Amy or Chris. We're all cool with each other. Well, you can. Yeah, you could be cool with them. That's fine. But realize that there's people, understand that there's people on that side who are being very spiteful to this side and want to attack this side, even people who aren't involved in the drama or beef. So you might get caught up in that. Maybe it's not Jay or Amy and Chris doing it to you, but it's somebody in their group that is doing it to you and doing it to everybody who's affiliated with people on with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, how can they not like me? I don't know. Although I don't really care. If you don't want to like me, don't like me. I don't force anyone to be my friend. If you want to stop being my friend, just tell me, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I'll be like, all right, cool, later, man. You know, we had some good times together, but I guess it's over. Peace. You know, I don't care. So yeah, sorry about the drama. I didn't know you guys had an issue. Yeah, it's from a while ago, actually. It just started up again. It was quiet for a bit, and then it started up again. But we're all trying to avoid it. Like, we don't really care. No, but I'm not angry with anybody. I just don't really care. It's so petty to me. But yeah, sides are a very important tool. Yeah, I just think people don't have a good grasp on their emotions. And maybe they can't handle rejection too well. They don't like the fact that they can't be friends with certain people anymore. So now they want to take it out on people. But it's like, just get over it. Move on. Who cares if you can't be friends with people? Like, don't you have a life? Like, outside of the internet? Is your internet friend so important to your life that this is how you're going to act and you don't have it? Kindergarten shit, yeah. Yeah, it's very strange to me. But, you know, whatever. It goes on. Life goes on. Things move on. I just think it's funny that somebody would twice ban people from my channel because they have a wrench here, and I wasn't so petty as to take the wrenches from them, even though we didn't talk anymore. I thought about it. There was times I looked at who had wrenches, and I was like, man, I'm not going to take away their wrenches. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's petty. I'm not. I gave it to them. I'm not angry with them. I don't have particular beefs with them. And I figured they didn't have particular beefs with me, but I guess they do. They don't like that I'm friends with certain people, but whatever. No, we're still cool with Chris H, dude. Chris H is dope. The other four I don't talk to anymore. I talk to Holowiki all the time. He's cool. He don't care about the drama. He tries to stay away from it. People are flagging the hell out of me and only on your channel. Devin's, Amy's, and Jay's. Yeah. Well, I can promise you, you're probably banned from Amy and Jay's channel because you hang out with us. Because you come here and give us art. Why you're banned from Devin's? I don't know. There's a possibility one of them still had wrenches on Devin's channels. And did it. That's a possibility. But Devin has so many people banned on his lists that it's almost impossible for him to, it would take him hours to look through the list to find you on it. So in the end, if you get banned on Devin's channel, either whether it's by accident or somebody doing a misdeed or whatever, it's easier off for you to just make a new YouTube channel to go on there than it is for him to find you on there and unban you, because it's huge. It's a huge list. I don't have that many people watch my videos and have been banned, so it's not that huge of a list for me. I was able to go through and unban everybody I saw that regularly comes on here, that comes to my streams. There was other people on there, though, that I'm not even so sure. That's why I was saying if anybody watches this later on and finds out and thinks they might be banned from my channel, let me know and I'll look up your name and see if I can unban you. I really don't care if I can chat or comment. I'm not like Baltic. Yeah. I know what you mean. Hashtag thirsty. Crossfire. Yeah, sometimes Crossfire happens too on Devin's channel where we get raided by people who come into... You know what a raid is, yeah. So we get raided and we just start banning people like crazy, and sometimes it scrolls up so fast that we end up banning people by accident. And if we don't catch it at the moment that when the accident happened, then it gets difficult to unban you. Because we have to scroll up and catch it before the stream ends. Because once it ends, you don't show up on there anymore. Rick. But yeah, but it's all petty bullshit. I mean, drama in general is petty bullshit, though, right? Like, if you're gonna have drama, just let it go and just move on. I mean, if you're gonna joking around is one thing, but to like just want to do malicious things to people, that's spite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big on spite. I'm not a spiteful person. I never have been. I never liked it. I've always known a lot of spiteful people in my life, and I never liked that. And I always would look at people who were spiteful and be like, damn, that's, I don't know, just weird. I don't like it. Yeah, RP, yeah, basically. Well, you got a wrench here now, so you won't be banned anymore from this channel. Now you're the one who will do the banning. Yeah, Steven, it definitely does. Once the hate starts flying, like you say, Devin does a gun video and all these fucking gun nuts come in and there's like hundreds, dude. It just scrolls by so fast and, you know, and Devin's like, fuck it, ban them all. And we're like, ban. And sometimes people get caught in the crossfire, man. It's happened. I know I've done it before and I've gone back and tried to like, you know, scroll up and undo it and be like, oh shit, I banned the wrong person. Undo it. But sometimes, I'm sure sometimes you don't notice that you click the wrong name because it scrolls so fast. You click to the one under the one above it, you know, and next thing you know, it's gone and you can't really go back. And yeah, like I said, I'm sure Devin's ban list is so big that it's almost impossible. It would take way too much effort and time to go through it to find one person's name. I mean, my ban list is getting kind of big and I don't even get that many people and it's getting kind of big that it took me a little while at least to go through all the names to figure it out. Gun losers come at me like my little opinion is going to overturn. Yeah, seriously. It's weird how, you know, we're in a society where we're democratic, we vote on things, we're meant to have different opinions, and it's weird how angry people get about someone's opinion, right? It's so weird. Like with Yang, right? Like I talk about Yang and how much I like the UBI idea and, you know, you're a socialist fucking commie, blah, blah. And it's like, oh my God, fuck. They don't let you certain ban. I don't know. The way it's set up is weird, right? Because it's like little icons with an X next to it. I don't think you can search through it, can you? I'm not sure. I usually just scroll through it. But I figured yours must be so long that it must take forever to scroll through it. So many names to look through. They live in Guntopia and they still bitch. Yeah. Yeah, we have the most guns in the world and the most people here that have guns. And yeah, and they still bitch about it. You would think gun nuts would have a thicker skin. Yeah, you think they would. But that's probably why they have guns. Because they don't have thicker skins. Yeah, so long as we're cool, we're good. Anytime anyone has issues with me, feel free to hit me up with it. Yeah, no problem, RB. Nah, yeah. Nobody over here on my streams has any issues with you, for sure. You're a nice guy. I can't imagine why anybody would have an issue with you. Why is this channel drama? Yeah, I don't know. I always get sucked into it, Devin. I try to stay away from it, but I always get sucked into it. I'm not very much of a drama guy. I don't start drama with people. But they started with me. I guess that's the internet, though, right? Fuck it. No, you're gonna get what all the anti-SJW guys say. If you don't like it, then get off the internet. For $75 a month, you can stream on Vimeo. I think it means Vimeo. Yeah, I'm not paying $75 a month to stream. What are you, crazy? Maybe unless you guys want to pay for it for me. But I'd rather you just give me the $75 and I stream on here. I own guns and have an AR-15, but something has to happen. Way too many shootings. Yeah, Blake, that's a good way to see it. There is a problem. If you don't want to... I can understand people saying they don't want to ban guns completely, but it's funny that they don't want any regulations at all. It's like, dude, there's something going on we need to prevent. It's only getting worse, and we're not doing shit about it. And we're not doing shit about it because both sides are just arguing about it, and they don't want to give anything. They don't want to compromise at all. Like, it's crazy. There needs to be a compromise. Yours must be so long. Have a voodoo doll of RB that I poke. Now, RB's the nicest dude. He's like, I never asked him for anything, and he just, randomly emails me, like, every once in a while, like, dude, I made you some more art. Here you go. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Super nice of you to do. There are no Peruvian superheroes. Oh, Devin, you are wrong. There certainly are. Stan Lee made one. He made a Peruvian superhero. I miss Jersey. Might head back. We'll see. Cali has lost its luster. Anyway, I'm heading to lunch. All right, see you, man. Yeah, Jersey's cool. I'm sure Cali's cool too, but my thing with the Northeast is that it has a certain mentality that you kind of miss when you leave it. It's not specific to here. There's people all around the world that has that mentality, but yeah, it's just a certain realness. I think I lived in Miami, and I found a lot of facetiousness there. A lot of people being fake, and people don't tell you things straight to your face. And I understand a lot of people think that that's rude. A lot of people outside of this area think that people over here are mean. But I think instead of being mean or rude, maybe it is rude. I can't say it's not rude. But instead of being mean, it's just that people here are more honest, and they will tell you things they don't like about you to your face, as opposed to being nice to your face and then going to talk behind your back. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that gets checked here. When you're young here and someone talks about you behind your back, you go punch them in the face. Like, that's what happened. I don't know if they still do that, but when I was a kid, I did. It's not as ghetto as it used to be when I was a kid, so I doubt it. But yeah, the Northeast is very real. We have that mentality where it's like, gotta keep it real. That's where that saying came from in New York City. People used to say that all day. Yo, keeping it real, son. Jersey is an anus. Yeah, it could be. You know what else is nice? Strangers who offer you free candy. No, they're Cubans. They're Cubans, Devin, not Puerto Ricans. Man, Miami's the Cuban place. But actually, this is a Cuban place, too. There's a huge connection between here and Miami. A lot of people from here that are Cuban end up retiring and going to Miami. The Pine Barrens are kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very regional thing. Pineys are, they're kind of like the white trash of New Jersey, though. The place is nice. The whole, like, pine woods and stuff like that is really cool looking place. Really nice, but the Pineys, well, what we call them Pineys, but they tend to be kind of white trashy. Not all of them, obviously, but there are a lot of white trashy kind of people there. Please block me. I've been compromised. No, Roy. Miami. I'm going to Miami. NYC is Boricuaville, yeah. Well, Roy got timed out. I killed that Russian in the Pines. In Sopranos, yeah. Yeah, it's a good place to hide bodies, I'll tell you that much. There are shit people everywhere, yeah, it's true. There are shit people everywhere. But I was just talking about the mentality of where people think, you always hear New Yorkers are mean. I don't think it's exactly mean. I think that might be the wrong word for it, but it could definitely come off as mean. What's up, Sean? But I don't think it's mean. I think it's more of, one, it's indifference. People aren't like, good morning when you walk down the street. You're just surrounded by so many people that it's useless to do that. You spend your entire day saying, hey, hi, good morning, how you doing? Hey, oh, you'd be doing that all day long. There's no way you could feasibly do that. So people just end up not doing it at all. And then secondly, like I said, people are just real. Obviously, you're going to get some fake people here, but in general, people are real here, and they'd rather tell you things to your face than talk behind your back. And I think that gets confused. That's what happened to me when I moved to Florida and I was living in Miami. I was living with a friend that was originally from Jersey too. And yeah, I'd go hang out with him with his Miami friends, and his Miami friends would tell him that they don't think I like them. They were like, yo, why doesn't your friend like us? And blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what do you mean? And he was like, yeah, he was being mean to us. He was saying all these mean things to us. And it's like, what? No. And then he'd come to me and, he'd explain to them like, no, you got to understand this. That means he likes you. He's being honest with you. If he didn't like you, then he wouldn't be being honest with you and he just wouldn't talk to you or something. But yeah, it took them a while to understand that the things I was saying wasn't meant to be mean, that it was just me being honest and talking to them and giving them my honest opinions on things. And maybe busting their balls a little bit too. They don't get that either. They don't get the ball busting like we do. Thanks for banning me. Not even sure how I got involved. Well, everybody that didn't have a wrench on my channel was getting banned, so it wasn't to do with you specifically. They were just probably going through an old stream or an old premiere and just looking at whoever didn't have wrenches and banning them. But it's okay, because I unbanned everybody, most of the people. But like I said, some people might be people I didn't realize is coming here all the time, and probably think they have legitimate reason to be banned, so I left them banned. But yeah, the people I notice that come to my streams all the time are the people I unbanned. I've seen Hacks Against Hacks has been here for a while. Been coming here. Comes pretty consistently. So I'm like, there's definitely no reason he should be banned. Steven as well. He comes here consistently and, gives me money and stuff. There's no reason why he should be banned. So, just people being petty. Just busting some balls. Yeah, a lot of people don't get ball busting, but it's funny because I think Devin grew up in the LA area, and I find it funny because he has a very New York attitude, I think, personality. Like, he's pretty honest. He ball busts. He's busting balls all the time, and he's, he tells you things honestly. I think that's kind of New York, but I think that might be because he was raised by British people. And that's kind of British. The British kind of have that too. When are you gonna kick your roomie to the curb? I can't. I feel bad doing that. He's having a lot of trouble. His mom just did some fucked up shit again and ruined some shit again. So he's trying though. So what happens when your parents get old and senile and then your family fucks you over. Yeah, you were born in New York City, so that could be why. True. Forget about it. It seems like all of New Jersey is a city. No, not at all, actually. Most of New Jersey is like farm and rural stuff once you get out of the coast area. No, not even. Once you get out of the Northeast, the coasts from like central to south are like little beach towns. They're really quaint little beach towns. Stuff in the middle is like woodsy, kind of, woodsy kind of rural stuff. There's not much cities in Jersey. I mean, where I am is all city, yeah, because we're close to New York City. Yeah, the Garden State. There's a lot of farms, a lot of woods. It's just you got to get out of my area. In my area is all completely city for sure. You got to go pretty far. City and suburbs up here where I'm at in the Northeast. But yeah, once you start moving south or to central Jersey, you'll start seeing a lot of woods, a lot of rural areas. I went to Cape May one time. It was a very, very pretty, quaint little Victorian era looking town. It's really nice. I would suggest people check it out. Really nice little beach town. Not too many people. It's not like a huge city kind of thing. A lot of the beach towns here are not cities, They only have a lot of people in it during the summer, but if you go to any of those towns in the fall or the winter, it's pretty dead there. There's hardly anybody. Half the stores are closed for the winter and stuff because they just can't make enough money to keep open and pay employees and stuff. So. And if you look at it, New York City has 8 million people in it, and the entire state of New Jersey has 8 million people in it. So you can see that the populations don't match at all. It's like an entire state has the population of one city. Driving through the milk cow farms. Yeah, we used to do that a lot. There's a lot of old stuff here too. Like, I got to go back to doing that. I did one video where I talked about one of our road trips to one of these haunted places or whatever. Like we used to get this magazine called Weird New Jersey, and they will tell you all the weird supernatural places and stuff. So when I was in my early 20s, we used to just pack up a truck and go, like my friend had a Blazer, an old like 80s Blazer, and we would all just pack in it and drive around to all these weird little towns and stuff, ghost towns and farm areas, abandoned asylums and shit like that. And I did post one story about it. I might redo it or maybe just link it again. But I do want to do more stories like that. I should. I'm going to drop Trial Squat and drop a human deuce on the side. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be the first time somebody did that, Devin. Our city actually put up free doggy poop bags everywhere because people were not picking up the dog poop, and there was just dog poop every fucking where, man. It was the most annoying thing. But ever since they put up these little boxes with little poop bags everywhere, and since then it's been a lot better. But there's still a lot of people don't pick up their poop. There's no excuse to. It's funny because you'll see dog poop on the ground that somebody didn't pick up, and then you'll look up and like 10 feet away is one of those fucking boxes full of fucking bags, and it's like, wow, you couldn't walk that fucking 10 feet to grab that bag and come back, you fucker. Oh, it's so annoying. Go to where they found the first dinosaurs. Where's that? Someone shit on my porch when I lived in the middle of Denver. Shitty. God. You see Neil deGrasse lulling on an amazing atheist about the shooting, pulling? Yeah, I don't think he meant that. I think I could see how people taken it that way, but I don't think he meant it that way. I think he was just trying to show like the spectrum of deaths, you know, and being like, you know, this is an overall problem, not just, you know, specific problem. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not in his head. I just think that it might have been taken wrong. It's hard to text is hard. If he said it verbally, that's a different thing. It'd be easier to get what he meant by it. But when you're typing shit out, you miss a lot of stuff, a lot of nuance and stuff. Who knows? Maybe he didn't mean it like that. Poop bag. Oh yeah, well, my city itself pays for it. That was a thing my mayor implemented. Because he kept telling people, he kept passing out notifications for people to pick up their dog poop. Be like, make sure to pick up dog poop. And nobody was. It is a $250 fine, but you got to catch someone doing it to find them. Nobody ever gets caught doing it. So. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not sure how he meant it though. I would have to see what he meant, but he did apologize for it. And I didn't read what he said he meant, so I would have to go back and check that out. Maybe he did apologize for it because he did say it the way you're saying it. It was wrong. I don't know. I do not know. Alright, I might end the stream because I don't really have anything else to talk about. Unless you guys have something. If you guys want me to talk about something, I will. But if not, then I'm going to end it and might go visit a friend or something. Visit my tattoo buddy. Have a cup of coffee with him. Put some up on the parks and public land. Oh yeah, here we have them on every block. There's like 2 on every block, like 2 poles. Like one will be at the nearer to one corner and the other one will be nearer to the other corner on the other side of the street. But they're all over the place. There really is now no reason why you can't pick up the dog poop. You know, maybe before you were walking around, you forgot to bring a bag, the dog pooped, and you kept going because you're like, fuck, I forgot a bag. There's nothing I could do. But there's no reason now. It's not fertilizer on concrete, dude. Alright, so thanks for coming, guys. This was actually a pretty good stream. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this. I do want to stream more because I haven't been streaming so much lately, or if I do stream, it's like video games, and I realize I don't think people really like that so much. But if I'm going to play video games, I'm going to end up streaming anyway. So I mean, I might as well because I'm going to be playing anyway. But in the end, it's been a while since I did a stream just talking and hanging out with you guys in the chat, and it was pretty fun. You guys were really active today and very interactive, so that's cool. So thanks for coming, guys. Sorry any of you got blocked, but you're not blocked anymore. So don't worry about that. It most likely won't happen again, but if it does, let me know right away so I can fix it and I can see who's doing it. But I'm pretty sure who it is. I'm gonna go drink coffee with my homies. Stream more. Yeah, I will, Steven. Yeah, I will. It's just a lot of times I don't have shit to talk about. Today I had things to talk about, but usually I don't have stuff to talk about, and I don't want to just stream and sit here quiet. But yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. Have a great day. If anything, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. Oh, shit. Where is it?